Hello students, today let us discuss about blowers. So what are blowers? So blowers are nothing but they are rotary type of compressors. So blowers are rotary type of compressors. So the rotary type of compressors, that is the blowers, run at higher speeds than reciprocating compressors. So these blowers are preferred when we require for the compressor to be running at higher speeds. So these, the rotary type of compressors, run at much higher speeds than reciprocating compressors. So these blowers, that is the rotary type of compressors, are used for supplying large quantities of air at relatively lower pressures. So they are used for supplying. So whenever you require to supply large amount of air at low pressures, quantities of air at relatively low pressures, we are going to use these blowers, that is the rotary compressors. So blowers are specified on the basis of pressure and flow rate. So blowers are specified, that is we can classify the blowers based on the speed, that is the flow rate and pressure. On the basis. So now let us discuss the roots blower or the roots blowers. So this type of blower, that is the roots blower compressor, consists of two lobe rotors in an airtight casing. So here you can see there are two lobed, so these are the lobes. So this portion is called as the lobe. So there are two lobed rotors. So these are two rotors. This and this. They have two lobes. You can see this is one lobe and this is another lobe. And here also there is a lobe. So there are two lobed rotors in an airtight casing. So this is the casing which is provided, and this is airtight. A roots blower compressor consists of two lobe rotors in an airtight casing. So here there are two lobed rotors. Okay, there are two lobes here. This is one lobe and this is another lobe. So the rotors have two lobes. So if you want higher pressure, then 3 or 4 versions are used. So for higher pressure, 3 or 4 versions are used. So the lobes of this rotor are either involute, epicycloid or hypocycloid profile to ensure correct meeting. So here you can see the shape of this lobes. So you have to see that these lobes are made either involute, epicycloid or hypocycloid in their profile, so as to ensure that they are meeting with each other correctly. So here you can see how the lobe is fixed to the other lobe. So the meeting of them is perfect without any gap. So the lobe of rotor are of involute, epicycloid or hypocycloid profile to ensure correct meeting. So one of the rotor is connected to the drive and the second rotor is gear driven from the first. So if this rotor is connected to the drive, which is rotating it, then this rotor depends on the rotation of this rotor. Okay, it is gear driven. So you can see how they are meeting each other. So it is like meshing gears. So when this rotates, this rotor also automatically rotates because of the rotation of the first rotor. So we can say this is gear driven. The second rotor is gear driven by the first rotor. One of the rotors is connected to the drive and the second rotor is gear driven from the first. So as the rotors rotate, air atmospheric pressure is trapped in the pockets formed between the lobes and the casing. So here between the lobes and the casing, so this is the casing as I have already explained. This is the casing, outer casing, and these are the lobes. So the pocket which is formed, so this gap, okay, so this is called as the pocket which is formed between these two. In this gap air will be trapped. So here air is trapped at atmospheric pressure. So as the because of the rotation of the rotors, the air at atmospheric pressure is trapped in pockets formed between the lobes and the casing. The rotary motion of the lobes delivers the entrapped air to the receiver. So the rotary motion of these lobes, so these lobes are rotating. Okay, so you can see the symbol here, it is showing that there is rotation. So because of the rotary motion of the lobes, it delivers the entrapped air to the receiver. So it will send the air to the receiver. Rotary motion of the lobes delivers the entrapped air to the receiver. So here you can see the air is entering from this end and it is getting entrapped in between the casing and the lobes. Because of the rotary motion of these lobes, the air will be sent out to the receiver. So when the more and more flow of air into the receiver will increase its pressure. So thus, more and more flow of air into the receiver increases its pressure. So the pressure of the air is increased because of the rotation of these lobes. So finally, the air at high pressure is delivered from the receiver. So finally, the air at high pressure is delivered from the receiver. So when the rotating lobe uncovers the outlet port, some air from the receiver flows back into the compressor pocket. So here you can see when the rotating lobe, so this is the rotating lobe, when it uncovers, that is when it moves away from this. So if it is rotating in this way, so if the lobe is not here, it is moving away from this portion, from this outlet portion, if it is moving away, then what happens is some air from the receiver will flow back into the compressor. So air which is going out will flow back into the compressor pocket, that is here in this portion it will flow back. So this is termed as backflow process. So when the lobe moves away from this portion, then what happens? For example, if it is at this portion which is shown here, then what happens is the air which is going to the receiver will flow back into the casing, in between the gap between the casing and the lobe, that is the pocket. So this process is termed as the flow back process or backflow process. When the rotating lobe uncovers the outlet port, some portion of air from the receiver flows back into the compressor, that is compressor pocket. So this is termed as backflow process. So this backflow air is mixed with the entrapped air in the pocket. This backflow air is mixed with, so already air is present in the casing, entrapped air in the pocket. So when does this backflow stop? The backflow of air will stop when the pressure in the pocket as well as the receiver becomes equal. The backflow process stops when the pressure in the pocket and the receiver becomes equal. So that is why the pressure of the air which is entrapped in the pocket is increased at constant volume entirely by the backflow of the air. So the entrapped air's pressure, so already here I have told you that the air is entrapped in between the casing and the lobes. So this entrapped air's pressure will be increased at a constant volume by the backflow of the air. The pressure of the air entrapped in the pocket is increased at constant volume entirely. So constant volume means without changing the volume by the backflow of the air. So some clearance is provided between the casing and the lobe to reduce wear between them. So here this lobe is not entirely touching the casing. So some gap is provided to prevent wear, that is wearing of the casing as well as the lobe. So there is clearance between casing and lobe to prevent wear. But this clearance will cause leakage. So this leakage will affect the efficiency of the compressor with increase in the pressure ratio. So clearance between lobes and casing causes leakage, which affects efficiency of compressor with increase in pressure ratio. So this is all about the roots blower or roots blower compressor. I hope you have understood the topic. We will discuss about the other type of blower, that is the vane blower, in our next video.